So I am very excited because I am here with my buddy Dan, and he's going to help me install. I'm going to help him install a mini split air conditioner and heater in this box truck, and that's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill, and this is my friend Dan.
Hello, everybody.
And we're going to get this done, and I'm really excited. Now, when I first started looking at what I was going to do with air conditioning, I was looking at a 12 volt, unit that goes on the roof. And for heater, I was looking at a diesel heater or something. And then I got the idea of doing a mini split, because if it's an HVAC system, it'll give me heat as well.
That's correct.
It just runs backwards and puts heat out?
It's just a reverse kind of system. Instead of pulling the heat, and in the summertime, it pulls the heat out of whatever area you want to cool, and it throws it outside. Where in the wintertime, it pulls heat from outside and it puts it inside whatever you're trying to heat.
Right.
And that's called reverse cycle air conditioning.
So I started looking for some kind of a 12 volt truck going by. I started looking for some kind of 12 volt mini system online, and I actually did find quite a few of them, but they were all just air conditioners. They weren't heat pumps. They didn't provide heat.
That's right. That's right. And they're hard. There's not that many of them. They're available, but there's not that many of them around.
Right. So I ended up going with a 110 AC, and it's a Bella, you said?
Della.
Della, and you said that was a pretty good brand?
Yeah.
And this is amazing. It's the smallest one I could find. It's 9,000 BTUs, which
That's
is
right. You could turn that into a meat cooler if you wanted to.
But what he was telling me about the mini split is so cool. It draws so much less power than a regular HVAC from your house. An HVAC from the house needs what, 65 amp circuit breaker?
On the inside, it would take at least a 60 amp, and on the outside, minimum will be a 30 amp. So you're talking total of 90 amps.
Wow. Well, we were just looking at this little unit, and it said it drew a total of 17 amps?
17 amps, yeah.
So it's not going to use much power, because we're going to have to, I hope to run this off of the battery and then go through an inverter and plug it in for, 12 volts. So it's not going to use, hopefully, too much power. Also, typically a HVAC system that gives you heat, the heat only works down to about freezing or so, and then down below there you have to have some sort of auxiliary heater in there, either electric or propane or gas, to heat it. But these mini splits are so much more efficient.
That's
Tell
right.
me about that.
That's right. Your standard home system, when it gets about 32 degrees, it needs help. It needs either, like Bill said, a backup electric heat strip or a gas furnace. Where these little heat pump mini splits, they can go way down at least 20 or below. I've had mine at home when it was 15 to 20 degrees, still put out heat.
Wow. Without any kind of auxiliary heater.
Without any kind of backup heat or any of those things. They're really amazing little systems.
That's cool. I'm so excited about having heat and air conditioning in one unit. Now, you know me, I'm averse to cold because I've been in it all my life, and I'm so glad to be here in Florida. So we're going to be traveling, but we're not going to be planning on going north in the winter. We're not going to be dealing with extreme cold. But we hope to do a lot of traveling out west, and even in the summer in the mountains, it can drop into the 40s out there.
Oh, yeah.
So, and if we end up traveling in October, it could get down below freezing out there, so in the mountains. So I'm very, very excited to have all of this without having to pour diesel into a tank and all that kind of stuff. So
right. The nice thing about these little units, I was going to explain to Bill, because he saw where they said they have inverted technology. Well, inverted technology, it simply means with these systems, it works with the amount, or what we call the load on the inside, the amount of heat or the amount of cold. And this unit will ramp up when it needs it and ramp way down when it doesn't. So it fluctuates back and forth. If you need a lot of air, it'll give it to you. If you don't need that much air, it'll ramp back down. It's called inverted technology for those that like the fancy details.
Now, we are planning to leave Florida in a few days to head north to Virginia, so I'm glad that we can get this installed before I leave, because he's here to help me. I don't have the battery system in here yet. That won't happen until I go out to Utah this summer. But I do have a little solar generator hopefully I'll plug it in, at least see if it'll work. I don't know how long it'll last, but we can at least see if it'll work.
We could try.
So, but this is the first step, and then once we go to Utah and get the big batteries in there and the big solar stuff on the roof, I'm hoping we're going to be good to go.
You should be good to go.
Yep.
By then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we get started?
Sure. The key for everything is making sure that this coil, this bracket, is level. If you don't have it level and it's going the wrong way, you're going to have all kinds of condensation problems.
Well, how does that work if we're parked on a hill?
Well, you're going to have to try to make sure if you're going to lean one way, you're going to want to park leaning towards the drain. But it has a bit of a tilt built in. But if you were like parked way the other way,
I hadn't thought of that.
You might have a little bit of problem.
I will have blocks that I could drive up onto to level it, leveling blocks.
Yeah, as long as.
But that's going to be more important than I realized.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen is you want to just make sure that if you're going to lean one way, always lean towards the direction of the freon lines. Got about center, right there. I'll take that back out. All right, now we want to get a level. Let's get this level first.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be level because I don't know if the truck's level. What I usually do is just measure down from the spot.
You're pretty level now.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Let me put my eyeballs on. There we go, if I can see. Ooh, boy, I hit it right close to that.
We can move it over a half inch.
We might have to move it over just a hair. Yeah. Just enough to clear that. Yeah, that'd be good right there. We're dead on. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another screw so while we're marking it, it doesn't move on us. And I'm going to try to kind of make a mark to see approximately where our center is. Anywhere, just that doesn't move. All right, get that marker. Mark our like my father-in-law used to say, we're not building a Stradivarius here. Just want to get a good idea of where we need to punch that line to. Okay, now we can take that off.
That's crazy.
It's got a bite to it, don't it?
Sure does.
Alright, now what we can do,
There's a hole in my wall.
put that on, go on the outside,
Okay.
and re-drill it coming in.
Right. I need to put in a nailer here for the bracket on the outside that holds the outside unit. I'll have to put another one there. That should track over here.
It's all this of that, huh?
Now that I got all the nailers in, I can put some paneling up.
Now we want to hook up the top first.
Yeah.
And then these brackets need to go. Should hear them snap. Yeah, they already did it. That's it.
Well, that was easy enough.
We're in there. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. You're hooked in there. There you go. And then it opens up. Like that.
Okay.
Here's your filters.
Okay.
Now I need to open this up. And if there's a little warranty paper, I would recommend you fill them out and send them just so they're registered. Here, I gotta leave that open. You should lock it there. This is where I need to get into. And that's where all your controls are. Next, let's go minus a bracket for the outside. Right about there.
Yeah. The bottom one?
Yep. I believe so. Let me get it around a little bit. I'll hold that thing in place so you.
This is another reason to pre-drill. Trying to do it by hand when you don't pre-drill can be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Looks really good on the inside.
Yeah.
You know, Bill was kind of surprised how fast that thing went up. It just went whoop, whoop, click, and that was it.
Cool. We sure appreciate having your expertise.
Well, I don't know how many of these things I have put in over the years. A ton of them. Last year alone, I put in 8.
Wow.
Just doing it on the side.
Oh, I'm not doing it on the side, I'm doing it on the back.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We'll pass on that one. Hold on, I don't have them behind it. Okay.
Looks like a refrigerator truck now. Looks like
Ice cream truck.
ice cream truck. Yeah, looks like I'm delivering vegetables. My refrigerated truck.
All right, now.
I'm gonna have to get used to the look of that thing hanging off the back like that.
It's going anywhere. Well, we know you don't have a leak.
I don't understand.
Huh?
I don't understand.
Well, they put the coal under pressure to make sure that when you take that cap off, if you don't hear,
Oh, okay. It's
Did
supposed to do that. I was thinking it's charged and you're letting
no,
it all out.
all the charge is in here.
Oh, I see.
This is just a holding charge, which I want to hear that noise
Okay.
because if you don't hear that noise,
Then there's a leak someplace.
there possibly could be, possibly could be a leak, and we don't want to go there.
Top.
Right.
So we got to put the pipe through here before we attach it to the bottom end.
It should open up.
Oh, okay. It opens up on top. Got it. He's got this vacuum hooked up, sucking all the air out from right here. Got to get the air out before you release the coolant, which is in here, and that's sucking the air out of the other unit from the inside. So, are we ready?
Yeah. Okay.
This is exciting and scary.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Well, we got the beef.
88.
Nothing happens slow with these things, so.
Of course, I have no idea how to work this remote.
Right. Let me see it. Okay. We'll turn power on.
It's on, yeah.
Okay, power's on. Mode,
Yeah.
right here.
There's
That's fan.
air.
That should be air conditioning there.
No, hit mode a couple times, I think. Keep going.
That's the snowflake.
Keep going. Another. Well, I don't know what.
That's the humidifier.
Okay. Two more.
That's just fan.
Yeah, and the next one.
That's heat.
Oh, heat.
Yeah, sun is heat, snowflake's cool.
Okay, I thought that was a snowflake.
No, that's sun. That should be cool right there.
Okay.
Let's see. There's your fan. There's a. No, it's picking up speed.
Okay, fan's working.
Yeah.
So,
Set at 79.
so you just bring the temperature down.
Down if you want. I may have a little bit of a delay on the outside. Let's go see if it's feeling cool. I think it's running. I can feel it.
Hear the rumble?
Yeah.
I hope so, because it's rumbling pretty loud right now. It's not too bad here, but
Right by the wall.
walk over to the wall.
Yeah. Well, you got a compressor that's running, and it's not really the fan, it's just a compressor. That's what you're hearing, is the compressor.
It's definitely cool air blowing out of there, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is so cool. Of course, it's plugged in.
Now,
It's plugged into the wall.
right.
I just want to make sure everything's running and all
Now,
that
what you can do,
before we mess with
you
batteries.
got swing here. You can have it. Watch.
I'll have to read everything.
Yeah.
I don't understand most of that stuff on the remote.
And every remote is a little different. Should start coming back up. There it is. It's coming back up. And if you didn't want it to blow straight down, if you wanted it to blow up there,
Yeah.
then you could. You'll have to read it. Right now, it's moving up and down.
Yeah, how are you doing that?
Just by swing.
The swing?
Yeah.
It moves this.
Moves that right
Oh, it moves it up.
up and down.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, right now it's under load too, so that's why your compressor is probably working at the highest speed. It
It's-
might tone down
It's not loud like it was.
now because it's got a load to work on. Then when it starts cooling down the cab, it's inverted technology. It'll ramp
Okay.
down. Yeah, it's not nowhere near as loud.
Yeah, it was really loud at first. I thought,
Well,
oh,
that's because all this fresh Freon was in it, and it was trying to pump it.
Okay.
You know.
now it's very gentle.
Yeah.
I think I can sleep with that.
Yeah. That's that inverted technology.
Yeah. All right, man. I am so excited. Thank you so much. Oh, that is nice and
It's
cool.
putting out some cold air.
It
Yeah.
is.
It wouldn't take long. You shut this truck up, it'd be nice and cold quick.
When we were
Might
working,
it start sweating because of the
Oh,
metal.
I got everything open that I can, but when we were working in here earlier, the sun was shining on the roof.
Oh yeah,
This is just thin tin.
yeah. It was hot.
You couldn't even touch it. You'd burn your hand if
Yeah.
you touched it.
Well, you always knew if you were in a hot place, you needed to fry some eggs. You could always
Yeah.
go on the roof and fry.
So that'll all be insulated. That'll help
Yeah.
immensely. But this,
And once you get this wall done, and once you have it cooled down, it might be noisy when it first starts if it's under a load.
Yeah.
But once it starts bringing the temperature down, see how much it's settled down already.
excellent. Yeah, I can hardly hear the one outside.
Yeah. Plus, it was the initial start.
Yeah.
So, I had to kind of break it in. But, yeah, and you know how to change your filters. And they're just washable. You just
Yeah.
lift that up and pull them up and out.
Yep. Right there.
Yeah, just lift them up and you're good to go.
Very cool.
There
Very
you
cool.
go.
I am thrilled to death. I can't thank you enough, man.
No problem. I'm glad to help you. I really am. Oh, and it shut off.
Very excellent.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. All right.
Now we finished that work last night and got this thing working, got it running, but it was just about dark when we did that. I have just a little bit of button up left to do here to finish it up. This is the drain, the water drain for the dehumidifier in the air conditioner. I'm going to hook a piece of PVC pipe to this and run it right straight down and fasten it to the wall. I don't have that piece right now. I'll have to do that later. Now there's this big hole up here that I was going to fill with silicone caulk, but this is plasticine putty that came with the air conditioner, designed to fill holes like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. Feels kind of like Play-Doh. And then this is going to go over top of it to protect it. All right, that's looking good. And now when I get the pipe to extend the drain, I can just pop that cover off and attach it and put it back on again. So the outside is basically done. Now when I tested this the first time, Dan was with me here to make sure everything was working right. It is. He's gone now. I can't even begin to express how much I appreciate his help here. But when I tested it the first time, it was actually plugged into shore power. Had an extension cord going to a plug on the outside wall of my house. Now I'm testing it on battery power, and it is running on battery power, and that is very exciting to me that it actually works that way. So here's the little Pecron solar generator that I have it plugged into. This is a 2,000 watt solar generator, and it's not real big, so it's not going to power the thing all night or anything like that. But when I looked at the numbers, I haven't actually tested it, but I estimated that it would run on this little battery for about an hour and a half. But here's our future plans. I've mentioned this before. I have a buddy in Utah named Jeff who builds professional camper vans, usually in Sprinter vans. I'm going to go out there and he's going to install the complete solar system for me. It's going to have several batteries and inverters and solar chargers and solar on the roof and all that kind of stuff. And when I tested this on the battery, it was only pulling about 100 watts. And so I messaged Jeff and I said, I got the mini split installed. It works like a champ. It even runs on my little solar generator for about an hour and a half, LOL. It uses about 100 watts when it's running, so does that give an idea of how many batteries I would need? He comes back and he says, that's awesome, that's very efficient. At that rate, two 280 amp hour batteries, like I suggested before, would be great. So I was already planning on two 280 amp hour batteries. He thinks this would run it. If it doesn't, if it's not quite enough, we can always add a third battery, and that wouldn't be a problem. We have plenty of room for it. I'm also going to have a lot of solar panels on the roof. He said that he does Sprinter vans and he can only fit certain number of panels up there, but with this is a bigger roof and I could fit a lot more panels. So the bigger batteries bank I have and the bigger solar panel bank I have, the more this will run all night. My goal is for it to be able to run all night and not completely deplete the battery, and then it can charge the next day while I'm driving from the solar or from the engine. It'll charge, and also I'll have it to charge to shore power. So that's the plan. Now that won't actually happen until we head west for this summer for our trip. We'll probably be in July. So look in July for the installation of our solar battery system. In the short little video that I released not too long ago, where I just showed a preview of this, I didn't really show the installation, just showed that it was here. I had quite a few people that were very concerned, that they were saying that this was dangerous, that it's going to fall off and cause an accident, and I need to rethink what I'm doing. Well, first of all, this is done all the time, okay? There's a large and growing community of box truck campers, and there's several Facebook groups about it and all that, and this is done all the time. They also, people are now putting them on the back door of conversion vans and things like that. So I'm not concerned about it. But the studs here, and then I put 2x8s this way between the studs, and then I put 3 great big bolts right in here, great big lag bolts into the wood, and then these are bolted down on both sides, and it's solid. It just simply doesn't move. And you know, of course, I will be checking that occasionally to make sure they're not coming loose or anything like that. This bracket actually came with it and was designed to hold it, so I'm not concerned about that at all. One thing I didn't realize when I put this here was the height. And I found out the hard way. The height here is dangerous, because see where I'm at? I was working down here doing some caulk, and I came up too hard and I hit my head right here, and it really hurt. And I thought, man, I got to do something. Maybe like I eventually hung this chain here, because then that way I'll see the chain and it'll remind me. And I was just thinking, I need to do that, and I continued working down here. And not 3 minutes later, I came up here again and I hit my head right on this sharp edge right here. Man, it hurt like a beast, and I'm holding my head, and then I looked down and I had blood running down both of my elbows and dripping all over the ground. And I mean, it just poured all down my face. It was unbelievable. So I ran into the bathroom, dripping blood and down the hallway the whole way, put my head under the sink, and it was just washing the water out. And I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital and get some stitches here. But about 3 or 4 minutes later, all of a sudden it just stopped bleeding. So you know how head wounds just bleed like a beast, even though they're not really all that serious. So I did not get stitches. I still have a bit of it's still a little tender there. That was about a week ago, but it's healing nicely, so it's no issue. So I hung this there, and I'm going to put another one here. This is light enough, it'll just flop around in the wind, but that's something, if you're looking down and you're coming around, you see that, it's going to remind you. I also realized that I'm going to have that big toolbox here that's probably going to come out that far, so that'll help even more with reminding me to not bang my head on this thing. If I had put it a few 6 inches higher, it might have been a little bit better, but it'll work the way it is. Well, dear, it's done. What do you think?
This is going to be awesome. I really didn't count on being able to have something that would also provide heat so easily. So this is going to be great.
Yeah.
No matter what we're dealing with, we'll have some heat or some cold.
Yep, I'm thrilled to death. Mini split systems like this are starting to be used more all the time on DIY type RVs, camper vans, box trucks, and I think it's brilliant. I'm really excited. Can you tell I'm excited? This is like the first major step for me towards thinking about this as a viable thing to travel in the summer, because it can be blazing hot, as you know, in the summertime if you don't have the ventilation you need. So I'm really excited.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to have good cross breezes because of the windows. We're going to have good ceiling fans, but to know we have AC, especially for humidity.
Yep.
Oh goodness, yes.
Now there are a number of comments that people have made that give us the impression that you are under the impression, or some of you, that we are going to be living full-time in this truck.
No.
That's not the case. We have 2 houses. Why would we want to live full-time here? This is just for adventures.
Yes.
And we're planning on taking like a 6-week trip west this summer. We might go down to the southwest during the winter, or we may spend a week or 2 camping somewhere around Florida when we're down there in the winter. It's just an adventure vehicle. We're not going to be living in it full time. So it's designed a little bit differently than if we were going to try to live full time in it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And I don't want him to feel like things have to be fancy. If they're functional and they work, I'll be very happy with it. And you know, something I'm excited about, besides just the thought of being able to really take trips, is just, you know, for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, let's just go someplace neat that we haven't seen before that's kind of close by.
Right.
You know, and explore around things that are around Virginia and things that are in Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
So there you go. This will continue.
Yes.
So just keep watching. It's going to be months of us building this out.
Yeah. Combination of time and finances. Everything's cash, and as he can get things done, but we have goals, and so we'll take you along.
Okay. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, live simple.
Live free. You be blessed.
Yeah, love you guys.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see ya. Bye-bye.